Good morning, boys and girls. This plant you're looking at, and I'm going to zoom in on it just a hair here. Okay, give you a good look at the leaves. Now let's see if I can spot some of the berries here. This is one of those plants birds go at like crazy. Now why, I don't understand, but here we go. Here's one of the berries. Hang on, let me zoom this back out. Okay, there it is. There's one of the berries. There's one of the berries. Now, some of you may recognize this plant right off the bat, and some of you might not. Now, this is one of two plants, and there are only two that I'm aware of in New England that bear a white fruit with a black spot. Okay? And the birds go nuts for both of them. Why, I don't know. Because it is my understanding that both are poisonous. Now, some would tell you that this is doll's eye. Others would tell you this is red osier dogwood. Now, it's been a long time since I've seen either, so I cannot tell you for sure. I do not recall for positive. But it is my understanding that both are poisonous. And I think this is doll's eye, but I'm not positive. This could be the red osier dogwood, like I said. I haven't actually seen either plant in 45 or 50 years. I know it's in my Bible, my Wild Flora and Fauna Bible, but like I said, it's been so long since I've dealt with either, I just do not recall. But the red twigs where the berries attach suggest to me that this is doll's eye, because the twigging for red osier dogwood is a different configuration entirely. Though I could be confusing the two in my own head. Like I say, it's been a bloody long time since I've seen these plants, red osier and doll's eye. But I'm going to tell you, they're the only two white-berried fruit in New England that I'm aware of, and I'm told both are poisonous. So, if you happen upon a fruiting shrub with white berries, don't put it in your mouth. It's foolishness. Because even if the red osier isn't poisonous, you can't be positive which one you're looking at, because like I said, it's been so long since I've looked at them, I do not recall for positive. But I know they're the only two white fruiting plants in New England. And I'm just not going to take the risk. Okay, here's another wild ident. This plant right here with the red berries on them, this is what's referred to as multifloral rose. Identifiable by the thorns, the red berries, and the compound leaflets that run about with 2, 4, 6, 7 leaves to the leaflet. Pretty much the same all the way up the stalk, and they're alternating leaves. They alternate. So, this is a weed, an invasive species of weed, that was brought here back in the 20s. I think it was in the 1920s. It was intended as a plant to keep ground from eroding. And it just exploded. And is now considered invasive, and they destroy it every chance they get. But for us folks who live in the wild, this plant has another use other than for anti-erosion. These red rose hips, the bright red ones. You pick these bad boys and you can crush them out, and they have several seeds in them. They're full of seeds, as a matter of fact. And what you're after is this red outer husk. And anybody who knows anything at all about rose hips will know that this thing is just packed with vitamin C. You can pick these when they're bright red and dry them and make tea out of them later in the winter when you need the vitamin C. And the only vitamin C source you've got is pine needles. If you want something different, you can make tea out of these to get your vitamin C. And there's nothing wrong with them. Perfectly healthy. Boy, howdy. Here's another wild ident right here in the same spot. This right here. Next to the multifloral rose. More of the same. But this right here, it's all eaten up right now. And way past useful. This is grapevine. I think that's grapevine. Pretty sure it's grapevine. Yeah. I think that's grapevine. Pretty sure it is. Yeah. No, maybe not. It doesn't have double tendrils. It does have double tendrils. Yes, it does, right there. I'm pretty sure that's grapevine and not moonseed. Because I think moonseed has a different shaped leaf. But there you go. Two wild idents in the same spot that are good for you. Sitting right next to the plant I just got through showing you that's not good for you. Boy, howdy. My goodness. Your lucky days today, children. Here we have chokecherry. And a bunch of it from the look of it. Well, there's another wild ident for you, boys and girls. Wild growing chokecherry. Makes wonderful jelly. Wonderful. But you know what? They're terribly, terribly sour. That's where they get their name from. Because you put it in your mouth and it makes you want to choke. Mixed in here amongst the multifloral rose. Oh my goodness. Ugh, more multifloral. Look at all the fruit on this tree. And this is just a small tree. My goodness, look at how red those boogers are. If I had a kitchen to work in, I'd start picking cherries and making me some jelly. So from here, not far from my camp, one of my water sources is a small pond right across the way there. Now, let me take you over here so we can get a good look at it. There it is. Now, that pond has bass, and it has koi fish, a type of carp that live in it. And I don't feel like taking the time to fish for either species. So the only thing I come down here for is buckets of water to wash clothes in when I'm not using my rain catch system. And my camp, so if you follow this little road, and you go across, and up into the woods. And that's where my camp is, way up yonder over there on top of the hill. Or I should say a couple hills over, actually. Nice little pond, if you're into fishing for bass. Never cared for bass. too much work with the scales. Peace out.
By the way, don't forget to